just said no.
I didn't say no.
Mark said no.
All right.
Somebody do the goddamn
And
intro.
we're on.
Hello, listeners. If you're tuning in, I'd like to welcome you to our podcast. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Troy.
I'm Mario.
Mark.
And this is I Don't Know That's Perfect,
Episode 8.
episode 8. And
Back.
we are back. If we sound a little different, let me...
I'm just hungover as fuck. We're being honest.
Let Troy explain what he was going to get into, all right?
What does he want to get into? What kind of small
Troy,
talk?
why we sound different?
we sound different because, holy shit, I'm coming in a little compression. And we're going to turn these
Troy got this big-ass mumbo-jumbo studio Oliver 40 kind of shit in front of me. I don't know what
The
the fuck
soundboard.
this is. Oh,
it's a... Shit.
Mixing board.
he's already kind of
We're coming up in the world,
wiggling
okay?
and jiggling with
Yeah,
it.
so this is my mixer. If we sound a little different, it's because this thing, I wanted to test it out. We're coming in and out of 1 and 2. Honestly, I know y'all don't give a fuck about that shit. Let's go into our shout out segment.
Already?
Wait. Honestly,
Already?
wait. I wanna go into why
We're late as fuck today.
why this is. I mean, no one gives a fuck about a time, but if they don't know, like, yeah. So
Everybody's been waiting on me because I just drove in from Dallas, which is Dallas Fort Worth area. I don't care.
was it worth driving to Dallas?
I had a job to do, but Dallas Fort Worth is the last place I ever want to be at in Texas. I don't like it there.
It's racist, right?
That too, yeah. I saw a lot of
Racist
Trump
city.
flags.
I don't like Dallas because of that reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I went there. I never experienced racism in Austin, but in Dallas, I experienced it immediately.
Are you really tired?
I'm exhausted, yeah.
You sound
I was supposed
tired,
to come a
man.
little
Why don't
early.
you try drinking some of that whiskey you have sitting in front of you?
I'm drinking it.
All right, well, it's kind of
Um,
watered down.
So yeah, we haven't recorded in like what 2 or 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
With Manny
We
and
did do
Fuchsia.
an IGTV segment about the civil rights movement going on currently.
So yeah,
Major progress.
So yeah, if y'all saw that, and if you're doing, your part in the Black Lives Matter movement, do as much as we can, or do as much as you can. Support black businesses, protest a lot,
Don't let it be a trend.
and honestly, be safe. Everything that's happening nowadays is really, really just. There are some things that are coming out of hands, but I mean, if it has to be that, if you have
Major
to go
strides.
that measurement, don't just make sure you're taking care of your life and not putting anyone in your life in danger, because there's a lot of things that are going on, and we'll go a little bit more into that.
But that's definitely the first shout out, right?
Well, I
Shout
mean,
out everybody making a difference.
Well, kick him off, Mark. Kick off the shout-outs.
All right, man. I got some little shout outs for here and there. Lovely Miss Isis Payne, shout out to you. You put a little list of all the bars that were recently closed down on the Red River District and 6th
I think
Streets.
all the bars in Red River.
Most of the most recent
most
ones.
of them took a lot of hits. Let's see. R.I.P. Barracuda.
Yep.
R.I.P. Scratch House.
Yep.
R.I.P. Plush.
Yep.
R.I.P. Ethics. R.I.P. Kingdom. And R.I.P. Sidewinder. Man,
I think the last 3 have just been ones that have happened over time, but the first 3 are due to the corona.
a lot of people forget, but the South by being canceled, that was a major, major hit to a lot of downtown venues, bars, all that stuff. A lot of bars depend on South by to stay open for the rest of the year.
And it sucks that it's the bars that really are the main ones that actually hold hip-hop shows.
Yeah.
Because outside of that, I mean...
our scene took a major hit with all that. And you factor in the COVID hit, that's like 2 double whammies back to back.
Yeah,
Like, it's hard for any bar to survive that right now.
for sure.
So, I mean, if I had to say anything, like, go out and support your local bars. You can go to 6th Street. If you feel comfortable going to 6th Street and Red River and any kind of entertainment venue, if you feel comfortable going out there, please
Wear your mask.
keep it local.
Keep your distance.
Yeah.
Carry on that thing on you. I mean, that hand sanitizer on you.
We're at crossroads right now. Like, should you stay home? Yes. Should you also support local businesses? Yes.
It is like that. I will go after that. I saw this little post that's like, just because you marry a can doesn't mean you marry shit. It's like, please, we'll go more. I don't even want to fucking put this out there. But yeah, we've had another spike. San Marcos.
Second wave.
The second wave. I was like, just because you are American, please don't think that you.
Maybe it should.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I mean, with everything that's going on, just like I said, be safe and
Yes. Keep it safe. Wear a mask, like Mario said. And what's that one bar that said, "Be a Karen for change"?
Mohawk.
Yeah, fuck Mohawk. Every bar, shout out to them, but fuck Mohawk. And that's the end of my shout
was
out.
very considerate of
I just
them.
had one shout out.
That's it.
Yep.
You were just honest about doing shoutouts, and you just had one.
Yes.
All right, it's
keep
good enough.
6 feet alive, please.
It's good enough.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
All right. So obviously, going back, it's gonna lap back around to what Mark was saying. Shout out to everybody out there in the movement, to the protesters, to the people donating money, to the people that making it known as to why Black Lives Matter instead of All Lives Matter, because obviously all lives can't matter unless Black Lives Matter. Everybody just still pushing. Like I said, don't let it be a trend and don't let it just die out like it has in the past. Like obviously they're making major strides towards what is right, you know. So shout out them again. R.I.P. George Floyd. R.I.P. anybody that's been a victim of
Seems
police
like there's a new
brutality.
victim almost every day, man.
Yeah, and it's still happening. So
At this point, if you don't get it, you don't want to get it.
yeah,
It
so
just saddens me every day.
but there is people doing things in all aspects. Like
Yes.
one person in particular that's been the topic this weekend. Shout out Jackie Vincent. If you guys are familiar with Jackie Vincent, is one of the most. She's a known guitar player out of Austin, Texas. If you've ever heard her or watched her live,
You're
she
referring
is
to
amazing.
Blues on Greens, right?
Yes, so
Yeah.
she walked away from that event because, and me and my girlfriend were talking about it. It's like, if you think about it, it's like, we used to go to Blues a lot, and it is a predominantly white showcase, which
Yeah.
doesn't make sense because blues being black music, black influence created basically every other genre, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And so for them to have a showcase and not include black artists, which there is a large amount in Austin.
Yeah.
And so she stepped away because of
The
there
lack
was no
of
inclusion. Yep.
representation.
And that is, I feel like that is probably like the first stone into what's gonna cause a big movement in the scene now, if there is one afterwards. Since there's no shows and venues going down, you know. But big moves is all it takes. She took a risk because of what she felt was right, and here we are.
To be honest, all the artists should take a risk, especially with everything that's going on.
And we do see there are a lot of people like have been speaking out what their opinions and stuff like that, you know. So shout out to everybody still trying to move forward and play their
I
part.
respect the hell of her.
Every little thing counts.
Out of her decision. That was brave. And somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to start the conversation, honestly.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can respect the hell of what she did. So, you know, shout out to her.
And
Hopefully
yeah,
we get some change.
shout out to those venues that died. Scratch House, Barracuda, Plush. Those are some really good. I mean, Plush has been one of the original ones that's been around for a long time that has held hip hop shows.
Yeah.
So for them to go down like that, it's very unfortunate. But luckily, we'll still keep having more pop back up in spirit of them.
Yeah. What can be destroyed can also be rebuilt. So
Yes, very true.
it's up to us, new generation of Austin music scene people, to bring it back.
My last shout out is to Keith Corona out of Mexico. If you guys follow him or have kept up to him, our previous guest, he's out there making major moves with his group. I believe they're called Sounderground. And it's like he talked about it whenever he's on the show, like him, and he's got a few artists out there working, and then they're dropping some badass music and visuals and everything out there out of Michoacan, or Michoacan gang as he calls it. But yeah, this is my shout outs. Is that good enough for you, Mark?
All right, so I honestly just have one shout out. Shout out to my friends, especially Mario. I haven't been healthy. I've been working a lot of days. I actually should put this last, but I'm gonna put it first because as much as, you know, I try to be positive, whatever. I like to thank my friends for looking out for me, and shout out to y'all because I'm honestly, I haven't been okay, and it's glad that I took these 3 days. I have a actually better, good positive thing other than this, but shout out to y'all. I needed these 3 days. I lied to my fucking.
I'm proud of you. I'm glad you took the 3 days off.
Hopefully, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna
To
watch this.
reiterate, you took 3 days off from work, right?
Yeah, I kind of lied.
What'd you tell him?
So like I told him. I was like, "Yo, my aunt died, and I'm going to Mexico Saturday."
Oh my
Hey,
gosh,
hey.
Troy, do
No,
not
no,
put
no.
that evil into the world.
No,
You don't do that.
No. Well, look, I guarantee you.
All that matters is that you
I
took
was,
the break
if
you
I was to
needed.
try, if I was to try to take a day off because they're kind of abusing me, really, really bad. And there's
They-
really nothing I can do because honestly, I have a lot of pride.
On the cool, these companies don't give a fuck about us. They will drop us as
True.
quick as they can
Yeah.
hire us.
They don't give a fuck about you, so don't give a fuck about them.
So I mean,
You need a personal day. You need a personal day. Whatever. I've called in and said some bullshit about my car or something just because I needed a day.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah,
So.
that's my only shout out. Shout out to y'all because I am going through a lot and it's fucking sucks because I never go through anything. But honestly, I do got another shout out. We do have another guest. If you can see the mic over there, if you're watching on YouTube.
So our next guest that we have is somebody who is pretty familiar with the hip hop scene because he's been around for quite some time now. I'd like to consider him an OG at this point. And he does have a lot of. He's probably one of my favorite hip hop artists, and I say hip hop specifically because on some lyrical shit, y'all will check him out and see what I'm talking about. But our guest that we have today is WeekDazed. If you want to come up, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I haven't.
Yes, sir.
Mario, I'll be sure to scream for you.
Scream for me. Why?
Mario took off his pair of headphones. If you're watching on
The
YouTube.
most professional podcast out of South Austin.
We never seem to learn, right?
No,
We never
no.
seem to get it together ever.
We get big teams, but then it's like
we,
you can
we,
take
we miss small shit.
you can take the pod out of the unprofessionalism, but you can't take the unprofessionalism out of the pod, right?
At this point, that seems to be the case.
What's up, man? How are you, bro?
Man, I'm fantastic, man. I really appreciate y'all having me.
Yes,
I know
sir.
y'all
No
tired.
problem, sir.
I know y'all tired, so I appreciate you.
Nah, this is always fun. This is always a highlight. This is always a highlight. Like doing this shit is always a highlight. I enjoy it.
I appreciate y'all.
All right,
making
so if
time.
you want to move the mic just a little bit so we can. Yeah,
Hear
there
you
you
loud
go.
and clear. There you go.
Bet.
All right.
Cool.
So introduce the listeners and the viewers who you are.
So, formerly known as Stat One, DieSlo is my squad. Certified, and the homies Clove. Now I go by WeekDazed. I'm going through a brand revamp. I haven't released music since 2016. My last album, as Stat One, is called Fruition, which is still available on all the platforms. You can listen to that, but it's been 3 years since I've officially released music other than like features and stuff. So this is like I'm about to drop a whole new wave, basically.
You've just been sitting back and replotting and everything.
Yeah, trying to do shit right.
That's
you know?
cool, and I'm a fan of the whole rebranding when you can actually pull it off. But what made you want to go through with it and just
Man,
getting with the times? Or?
I didn't really want to at first. So my mentor is DJ Da. I've known him since 2007, and he's a a legendary DJ out here, and he has a worldwide, or he used to operate a worldwide company called Texas Scratch League. You know what I'm saying? And so basically, he kind of took me under his wing, give me pointers. And what I was gonna do was, so my name was Stat One with the number 1. He wanted me to spell it out, and that kind of like started everything.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really want to do it. I was like, it's kind of corny. Like, not that I disagree with him. I'm just saying, I just felt like if I'm gonna make that change, like,
Had to be a
I
big
might
change.
I might as well just do something. And plus, it kind of became a deeper thing because so what Stat One means is status number 1, and it's about it was. I came up like on lyrical shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the time, it was all about, man, I'm finna eat this track, I'm finna kill all these rappers and this and that stupid shit, when I was 18 and shit. And over time, it became like, that shit don't really matter to me no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now I'm like, I need a name that's gonna match my new music, my new sound, like talking about conscious stuff and everyday stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You're more
Like,
grown, so
instead
you're
of oh, I'm gonna eat these rappers' faces off and shit like that. Like, nah.
So do you have a lot of stuff already that you've been like ready to drop?
Yeah. I got this quarantine and like even before that, like just writing, stacking shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So concept album, random loosies, just like stacking, stuff ready to record. Now I'm just ready to get in the studio and
Knock
just
them
get it
out.
all done and shit.
Can
That's
you tell me where Weekdays came from?
So that, man, honestly, I thought of so many. That was the name I came up with, but there was like, there was easily like 20 other names
20 options you had.
that I was just like,
It's hard trying to
I'm
pick it
like,
up.
You staring out on my man. Which one's gonna be me?
This is
one's
it was an
me?
You have a
important decision.
whiteboard, like a bunch of like math problems, like
What's
weekdays.
What's funny about it is Clove, Clover, he's another artist out here, you know, that we run with, DieSlo. He told me, he was like, man, you should just make your name your name. He's like, Camilo Fernandez sound like a dude that got bars, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, whatever, bro. It's funny shit. But I settled on WeekDazed because all my music that I've been stacking up is all about everyday people stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like life. You know what I mean? Like things that people don't really talk about, like whether it's specific relationship stuff or specific thoughts somebody may be having like in a stressful situation.
Like Seinfeld.
You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. So I was like, how can I, what's a name I can think of that would artistically match my concepts?
Okay.
And I was like, shit. At first it was WeekDazed, but then I looked on like Spotify and there's a band called WeekDazed. Like indie band.
Hey, that was smart because I would have went all in right there.
So I was like, fuck. I mean, they're not like, they don't have like huge following, but they were still on there, and I was just like, and they just came out, so I was like, well, who knows what they'll do? They might blow up with the name, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just added a D on it. I was a WeekDazed, so I was like, that came from like Dazed and Confused.
Okay,
you know,
I can see that.
Being filmed here, and like
that was from
being a classic movie growing up. I thought about it.
That's
I was
smart,
like,
yeah.
I was like, that kind of works, and I just kind of ran with it. You know what I'm saying? So
You didn't think about adding D in front of it? D WeekDazed?
I didn't, but I didn't.
Every day, yeah, you
It
get more
reminds
ideas.
me of the Weeknd.
I-
That's why I asked that.
Oh yeah.
Does he go like that? Is he the Weekend or he's just Weekend?
He's the Weeknd.
So I thought about that too, the Weekend thing, and I was just like, I don't really care. Like I was telling my chick about it, and I was just like, somebody will bring it up in the future, but I'm like, it's just a name. Like I don't, I don't care. I don't care that much.
We brought it up here. We got it out of the way.
Yeah.
How do you have it on? I guess all social media, because you did mention you have it a specific way.
Yeah. It's WKDZD.
Quit dropping the fucking beer.
Damn dog. I'm sorry. WKDZD.
DZD. Yeah, so it's just WeekDazed.
I like
and
that.
Lottie Da actually made me decide that. He was like, yeah, you should just do the letters because it kind of creates a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's a good idea. So, I mean, a lot of stuff he tells me, I just listen because
Hey,
he
it's
my
a
OG.
mentor.
He
Yeah,
my
I
OG,
feel that.
you know what I'm saying?
So, you know, like, I guess waiting for Mario. I mean, I don't want them on the bus, but you said that, you know, certified, you know, you and certified. I mean, I really,
DieSlo.
we have a lot of stories from certified, but
Yeah,
you know,
that's
he was actually our first guest.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you know, how did you? I guess y'all guys meet.
So me and Certified, along with Clover and there's a bunch of other homies, Chachi, we all grew up together. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, sorry, I'm fighting off.
There's
a
a whole
burp.
You good,
DieSlo.
man?
So we all grew up together. I know them boys since like 10, 11, 12 in there, meeting everybody year after year. And
That's
then
badass.
more people like Cam, which he goes by Southside Hippie,
Yeah.
Wave House Studios. We ended up meeting him around like 18 when Certified brought us all together. Certified had, brought us together. We're in the studio, and he was like, hey, you know, we family, you know, we might as well fucking, you know, do a squad and strengthen numbers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we thought of DieSlo as the name, DIESLO, you know what I'm saying? And it became a movement. We all moved together, and like we started getting booked shows with like COD, which is part of Leave Extraordinary G's.
Yeah,
and,
Jay.
You know what I'm saying? Jay, you know, we met him early on, and he put us on game. There was a group, Texas Young Kings, Bird. He
TYK.
put Certified on a lot of game, you know what I'm saying? And it just grew from there. And
Honestly, I think y'all are the first group, was Certified specifically, but that made me divulge into everybody in the group.
Right.
The first, like one of the very first artists that made me get into the Austin scene.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's been cool to actually like be a part, like back then, like catch on, and here we are now. You know, like y'all are still making moves, y'all are still doing our thing. You know, it's a beautiful thing. So
yeah, it became like just us mobbing on shows, and you know what I mean, and just strength in numbers and doing like mixtapes together. And then it became like everybody was like, well, we started doing like, so DieSlo is 3 groups put together, and each group would like release individual mixtapes. We would release mixtapes all together as one, and then it became everybody started doing like solo material.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now, you know, it's got to the point to where we have 2 studios in Austin. You know what I mean? And
do y'all be like checking yourselves whenever if somebody makes a song, put it out there between y'all, and you're just like, as far as the competitive nature?
And I mean,
'Cause I feel like everybody on DieSlo just naturally goes hard.
I mean, You mean as far as like showing each other the music prior to releasing
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we'll show each other in person.
Yeah.
We don't really like send tracks to each other, but like if we're in the studio together, it'd be like, bruh, like certified would be like, you want to hear the new album? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll play me like there's like 3 certified projects that I don't even know if they'll get released. You know what I'm saying?
He makes so much music too, though, right?
I've heard him, and I'm just like, bro, when you dropping that? And he's just like, we'll see.
All right.
Man, that's why you gotta
I-
learn certified, brother.
Yeah, so we are gonna go into our first shot. I'm gonna from this. We actually got IDK perfect whiskey.
Yes, we have
And,
IDK that perfect vodka.
You know, whenever I guess I was first talking to you, you were whenever I was first talking to you, you said you had a lot of influences, especially Slipknot. I was really surprised that you got into like
He sent me a playlist that he made on Spotify, and I still listen to it, and it's very like all over the place.
Yours
and
too, the one you sent me too, bro.
So
that's
give
what
us
I
a little
like.
bit of your influences, and honestly, like I said, what my influences were whenever you were here. Like, give us like at least your top 5 artists or bands, because now you're going into when you said Slipknot, I was like, yo, we got to go into this.
We need top 5.
Well, I would have to say I wouldn't say Slipknot as an influence. I liked Slipknot growing up, and I still like some of their new stuff, not all of it, but I wouldn't consider them like in my
The reason you make music.
Yeah, you know what I
Gotcha.
mean? But they're cool. Like same with like Deftones and Tool.
Yeah.
Like if anybody from that era I still really am deep into is I would say Tool.
Tool, yeah, I fuck with Tool.
You know, I go back to Tool a lot. I like Deftones. I like a lot of the Deftones.
Tool
new
is like
releases, you know
deep
what I'm
as fuck though,
Yeah.
like on some other
Tool,
shit.
Tool actually released all their major albums.
Oh, yeah, last year.
They released all their albums to Apple Music and Spotify
I
and
know
all
it.
that
I
stuff.
know it. I fucking stayed up that night. I was like, I'm gonna roll up this blunt.
I
go
listened.
to the
I
moon.
listened in spirit for Nick, because Nick was a big fan of Tool.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Nick.
Yeah.
So I fuck with Tool. I fuck with Tool.
So okay, so if we're talking about, are we talking about top 5?
I want to say
Far-
just genre wise, you know,
Rap or just
Or all
Anything.
mixed.
Anything.
All
Like a
mixed.
mix. So right now, because, you know, it changes all the time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But right now, I'm big into St. John, who's a rapper, singer out of Brooklyn. Really big into him right now. Listen to him like almost every day. Y2, who's an artist out of here, but he's currently living in Los Angeles, but he came up on the Austin scene. Y2's, man, I listen to him all the fucking time. Other than that, I listen to like this indie rock band, Beach House. I love them.
I
Like,
like.
listen
Yeah,
to
I think
them
you
a
put
lot,
me
know what
onto
I'm
them. I
saying?
like them.
There's a band called Crumb. They're like a psychedelic indie rock.
That's what we saw, remember?
Trip hop type shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like real chill vibe shit. Yeah, I mean, I've been revisiting Nas a lot. You know, I'm a big Nas fan. You know what I'm saying? So shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey man,
Go ahead.
you gotta send me a playlist, man.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
like, yo, man.
Cheers, brother.
I like it.
cheers,
I
cheers,
like
cheers.
it.
Music.
Much love.
Sir.
Like a crazy, another crazy like genre mix. I just revisited Nas and Damian Marley album, Distant Relatives, which is pretty much a reggae produced album. You know what I'm saying?
He has a
With
lot of, like,
Nas-
random
with Nas
projects.
rapping on it. You know what I'm saying? Crazy shit. So yeah, I'm into all sorts of shit, man. But when I was like, 12, you know what I'm saying? I was like fucking Deftones, Slipknot,
Oh shit.
corn and shit
Hell
like
yeah,
that.
dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Let,
You know
let
what?
the bodies hit the floor.
I went to. It's funny because I went to camp in 6th grade, and I had my little radio with a little TV that I couldn't get any signal, but I just had my little radio. It was like a radio TV.
Yeah.
And I put my CD in there, and it was corn. And my roommates was like, "What the fuck is this?" It was like, "It's corn." Like, that doesn't sound like what corn would sound like. I was like,
the
"What?"
first time I ever heard corn, I had found this stash of CDs that somebody was staying with us at the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool, bet. I'm going to play this. We had a big ass, like, you know, stereo sound system.
Yeah.
As soon as I played it, it's just like, I don't even remember what it was, but it was just an instant heavy drop. Like, I got scared. I turned that shit off and I walked away. I was like, I'm not going to listen to that shit. Like,
that's in the corn. I
I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, I was shook as a kid.
But then my brother put me on Wu-Tang. Once I got on Wu-Tang and then Nas Illmatic, it was over with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I fuck with. I really like Nas, but it's
yeah.
always a tough decision whenever it's like Jay-Z or Nas. You know,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
both go hard.
I like all sorts of stuff though, man. Like I'm big into Tech Nine. Yellow Wolf, fucking Royce the 5'9", fucking Eminem.
You're more on the
So
whole
you're
like
lyrical. You're
lyrical.
lyrical side.
Yeah, lyrical side. Yeah,
It's
no,
more my taste, but
but
I think I saw you were in a like a freestyle. But so are you a freestylist? Like,
oh no. I mean, I can rap verses off the top of the head like for however long or whatever. But I don't freestyle. Like I'll admit that openly. Like I can't freestyle. My homies that can fucking freestyle for hours upon hours. But I've never had that technique. You know what I'm saying? But shit, I put that pen to the pad and it's over with. You know, so it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, man, I like all sorts of stuff, bro. Like like Black Sabbath. My dad brought me up on Black Sabbath and
yeah, brother.
all sorts of shit. You know what I'm saying?
getting so excited.
So like I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very open minded when it comes to music.
I would say after going into that, like everything that's been happening, with COVID, and especially that we can't play live shows. How have you been, coping with? Because honestly, quarantine nowadays is really, really tough. I actually take 3 days off, and it kind of sucks because I didn't know how boring it was.
Right.
But I mean, with artists, I don't know how they're like coping with it, if they're either recording or
So I don't have my own setup, but the squad has a setup, and we've been kind of like intermittently. I'll go to Certified Spot and drop some stuff. Like I just went there like 2 weeks ago to get some of this stuff finally laid down. But before that, I hadn't been going nowhere like since this shit started. Yeah, I ain't been going nowhere. But Wave House Studios, who my boy Southside Hippie runs at Music Lab, be there pretty often as well. So just been writing this whole time, like writing as much material as I can to be ready for when the time comes, when all this shit clears, so I can record it and then be ready for shows. I mean, I have stuff that's already recorded, mixed, you know what I'm saying, just kind of bouncing around. So
what's I guess going off of that, what is your process when you write? As far as like, obviously, I would imagine you consider yourself as a lyrical artist. What is your process when you like think of a song? Think of the process: verse, second verse, third verse, or
I'm a very like conceptual artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes Certified, he told me something funny because sometimes I get too conceptual, and like every song I approach, a lot of times I'm trying to think like of a concept to it or something like that.
Yeah.
I like to tell stories or just crazy random concepts. You know what I'm saying? And Certified told me in the studio one time, he's like, when you get on these bangers, which I do, you know what I'm saying? He's like, when you get on these bangers, he's like, just be fun with it sometimes, you know what I'm saying? He's like, if I could give you some advice, he's like, do a fucking like a party song, and he was like, if I had to make a metaphor, he's like, do the song and grab a titty while you doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, Certified puts it so well.
He's like, grab a titty every once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like fun music, like, but I mostly do like the party stuff when I'm doing squad songs with the squad. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you gotta let loose.
But my own stuff, I don't know. I like to go deeper on stuff and just talk about concepts that maybe somebody hasn't before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a song on my Fruition album called Everything Burns, which is like a apocalyptic story about a dude's dream, and it's like this, like the world's ending in his dream, but it's really about his own feelings of like taking his life for granted, and the dream is like his world is falling apart. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so, yeah.
And in that album too, because I've listened to it, but you also like mesh and kind of include like real instrumentation into it, or
yeah, at
you
the
get
time.
actual band or like because you obviously because of your influence, I would imagine you would include like some sort of rock or guitar,
Right.
Go all out.
Yeah, at that time, so that album came out in 2016, but I wrote a lot of it in 2014, 2015, pieces of it. But at the time in 2014, I was with a band called Peter Reed and the Back Row Kings. We were doing live shows. We had like this like crazy mix of me rapping over songs that we created together, which was like blues rock type shit, like country rock, but not even country. I don't even want to say country like that, but
Soft rock.
The homie had a real country draw to him. To me, okay, I would compare Peter Reed to like a Chris Cornell type vocally. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I can see
he
that.
He is multi-talented. Chris
Real
Cornell is
yeah.
R.I.P. to him. He's
R.I.P.
probably.
So we had a crazy like mixture of sounds. It was really like blues heavy. You know what I'm saying? And
I could definitely see all the influence that you said that you listen to from the music to now. Like,
right.
And I think that's very like it's very important to take in consideration like the influence that some artists have, because it obviously like you hear it in the music. And
a big thing I want to do right now. I mean, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm looking to like I want to find like a psychedelic band out here and like just chill and vibe and see.
I
what
might
happens.
know when I'm going to put you on. I might know when I'm going to put
is,
you on.
Is it like psychedelic? Like you want to take like some acid and try
No. I mean, I'm just talking about musically vibe. Like, get on somebody's wavelength, and if they fuck with me and I fuck with them, like maybe we could create some music together. Like that's a goal I have. You know what I'm saying? Cause
There's a band here in
cool.
Austin called
Trippy Way. Trippy.
No, there's a band called the Kooks or the Cuckoos, something like that. He reminds me a lot of the Doors, like the artist himself too. He's very Jim Morrison-y, so I'll have to introduce you to him because when I listen to his music, it's very like,
yeah. Sometimes I get too high and I'm fucking I'm listening to some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? I find some
music speaks to us. Especially, fuck, it's one of my favorite things is either getting high or shooting down listening to music, bro.
Yeah.
You feel every
There's
sound.
a genre of music for everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely diverse, man.
I do have a question. From what I get from you, it seems like you write every word you say, right? Would you ever collaborate writing a song? Or
Like
is it,
have,
or-
like-
yeah, or-
Ghostwriter.
Like somebody write for me?
Yeah. Would you ever use a writer for the trying to ask? I guess.
Hooks. I don't mind
Only
so much
hooks.
on hooks.
Okay.
I'll write for people on my own songs. Like I would write a lot of Peter Reed's the stuff. I would write all the stuff that Peter Reed would do for me. He would just perform it. So I'm open to somebody writing for me for a hook. But as far as a verse, people have done it in the past.
Yeah.
Offered me verses because they fuck
You
with
too
me.
prideful.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, I love you, but I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Like every
Like,
word gotta be mine.
It's
I feel that.
gotta come
Okay.
from me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
What if it comes to a point where someone who's too, I guess, has too much pride that wants to talk about something, and he wants someone else to, explain what the struggles he's going through and put it out there?
I would say I could do it, but just let me do it in my own way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll make a song out of it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it'll affect you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's for sure.
Because honestly, there is a lot of people out there that don't. I guess they think they're like they have too much.
Lyrical.
They either have too much pride or they just have too much. Like hey, can you please say this? And this is for me, but I want to put it from your point of platform.
Like Drake's
Yeah.
ghostwriter.
Man, honestly, if somebody ever came up to me with something like that, I'd be glad to do it because they're asking me to
Write for them.
Not just that, but just like express their emotions. that
Oh,
they're
like an artist. Yeah, like you're
unable
painting
to
the drawing
express.
for
You
them,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So that reaches them on.
I would
different
love to
level,
be a
you know?
ghostwriter, bro. Like,
Like okay, so like a while back,
I want
fucking no, go ahead.
no. I want people to know like whenever it's like ghostwriting, it's just not like someone writing lyrics for someone else. It's like someone like I feel this type of way, but it's not like I can rap it because I'm not a rapper. It's not like I can do it. I'm a lyricist. And hopefully someone can get to the point of where I was saying in this thing, it may be personal, and if I give it to you, because guess what, you're probably bigger than anybody else.
Right.
I want to express this to the world because it needs to be said, but I can't say it because I have no talent.
Well, there's a difference between ghostwriting and writing.
That's
We need
Yeah.
to make that
'cause
clear.
that's the thing for pop music, right? Like people write music,
Yeah.
and the pop artist sings it,
they
raps
give
it,
them
whatever.
Credit. Give them credit. You get like a little royalty.
And they get paid. Like I said, I would
Yeah.
rather be a ghostwriter and just
I
get all
guarantee
these
you,
checks.
if I was like 16 and I was rapping about my first girlfriend, I was like, yeah, it's like, yo, can you please tell her I feel this type of way?
I think that's what makes
Pay somebody.
I think that's what makes, or at least used to, because nowadays it's kind of flimsy with how people care about ghostwriting and stuff. But I think that's what makes rap special is that people have this connection with the rap artists because they feel like these artists are coming from what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? If the listeners going through it too, they feel a connection. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
man, I'm not alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like back in the day, kind of like. This is when we first kind of got started back in the MySpace days and shit. I had this track called "Forgive Me," and it was about a chick that cheated on me and how I was dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? And I actually had somebody like reach out to me, a couple people reach out to me and like thank me for the song. You know what I mean? Because of how
I mean,
how
it does
music,
happen.
bro.
It's good to like
Yeah.
I would imagine
have
that
that,
feels good.
moral support, especially when that shit. Because I guarantee you, I couldn't do that shit when I was.
Right.
I'm sure it felt fucking good whenever, like.
Well, really, that specific instance made me made me want to do that even more. So that's why I kind of went more on the conceptual side of stuff because I love that. That's why I make music to affect people's lives, and it's still happening. Like I had a song that I released on a demo for South by Southwest called Scab with the band that I was working with, Peter Reed and them. and it's another like. It's a ballad like relationship song, like hard relationship song, and like even that people were like hitting me up like, man, like I'm glad you put this out for us to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going through it too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So you can never sell. What you're saying that you can never sell out and be like, oh, I didn't write that. That was written for me.
Right.
So you saying that I went through all that shit. That's why I made it into a song.
This is my actual story.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I do a lot of stuff, and like when I write, I try to make it universal. It'll be specific to me, but I try to do it in a way to where it's universal so that the listener can relate to it more. You know what I mean? But nowadays, I'm kind of like adding more like little personal tidbits to like add a little bit more of me in the music.
Yeah, like actual insight into your own life.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. That's
You gotta stand out a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like lyrical hip hop, lyrical rap is never gonna die down as much as it gets like put on the back burner or put to the side, because obviously rap has become pop. Would you assume rap is pop, Troy?
A little bit. I would agree.
It could be pop.
It's becoming one of the most popular genres in the world.
Yes, but that lyrical
what I'm
shit
saying.
will always be there.
Yeah, of course. And
I love the new age stuff. Not all of it, of course, but I love the new age stuff. But it's just funny to me because it's like a lot of the strictly singing rap artists. It's just, to me, it's like a different genre.
yeah, for sure. It's a hybrid.
It's still rap.
Its own lane.
And they still call it rap, and the artists themselves still call it rap. But it's like, it is rap, but it's kind of not.
More instrumental because you're
whole,
singing. Yeah,
you're singing for the whole album, so it's like,
It's like watered down rap, pop.
I would say watered down. I would just say it's because when you think of hip hop, it's straight, just your own vocal, just rapping word for word. But then you include instruments, and it starts to grow into something else. I feel like.
And I say that it's all love because St. John, like a lot of his stuff is like singing stuff. I just fuck with it, and I'm a huge Kid Cudi fan as well.
Is that the guy that did Roses?
Yeah, Roses. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's how I got on him. It's crazy.
He had introduced me to him too. So.
No, he's a TikTok fucking.
Oh God!
No, he's like Roses.
That would be the way you know him.
Roses.
Crazy. So,
Yeah. So no. So whenever I was listening to that song on TikTok, I was like, "Who's this guy that Roses? I've been better Roses."
Yeah.
And then I heard the original one. I was like, "Yo, St. John wrote this." It's like, this is how it's supposed to sound if it's not supposed to be sound like this on TikTok.
TikTok got that shit on fucking top 10
Oh
Billboard.
my God!
It's
You
top
know
10 Billboard right
you
now.
know how much it got him on that thing. I was like, "Yo,
Go.
bro."
Well, the remix of it too,
Yeah.
what you're probably talking about, it's like a house remix of it, and that made it blow up even more because it was
Fucking
like
love
They
house
found the
music.
original song.
Yeah.
I love EDM, and I fucking love just how like.
He just dropped another one of his singles. It's a song called Trap with a little baby, and they did a house remix of it that just dropped over the weekend.
You know what's
repeating
crazy?
that shit.
I mean, I'm not gonna point any white people out, whatever. But like whenever you get like a good, I guess, hip hop track, which it was slowed down, but they skewed it up and whatever.
Yeah.
Then if you wanted to go on TikTok or whatever, any social media, then the vibe is supposed to be house, like TikTok vibe. Guess what? You're gonna fucking blow up like
So
that.
House is coming back.
No, house has always been there, but it's an underground EDM.
With TikTok, house is the current wave.
No. So
Pretty
EDM and house, like house has always been there, but it's like this EDM that like you just play in clubs. But
They're
you
just
have
remixes by
DJs.
DJs.
Yeah. You have DJs recreating songs, hip hop songs, and making it like Rose. I've been. And, yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, they're putting it on TikTok, which is basically the number one platform to if you want to put anything out. I've learned so much from TikTok.
Yeah.
And I was like St. John. I was like, why does that sound so familiar?
that's
It was
why,
like Roses. It was like, yo,
why-
he became so fucking famous off that song just because of TikTok and the DJ and the house under it.
Yeah. That's why record labels are starting to get involved with TikTok now, right? And Twitch, because they're
But
getting so many
no.
streams and plays from
I've
the
listened to
music.
after that. I listened to a lot of St. John songs, and he really is really good. And I want him to come up. Like I was like, yo, if people are noticing you this big where they have to make a house song, then yeah, you're probably doing good. But then again, it is on TikTok. So
You don't get no money off of it.
you know, like anybody.
That's why record labels are
any-
getting involved.
Anybody on TikTok can be like, yo, if I was to get this song and make it house, if I can make it hip hop, even more hip hop than what it is, if I was to make it indie or
Yeah.
so you know, like, you know, what? No, you know what I'm talking about. But like that's a thing with TikTok nowadays, or the internet. Nah, fuck that. It's with TikTok. Is that you could take one song and guess what? We are going through a 40-minute mark.
Troy, I gotta say that was one hell of a tangent.
I know. He's just like
You spent the last 5 minutes talking about TikTok, bro.
drop.
No, because he was like, he kept on saying
I
something.
don't
was
even
like,
remember.
Yo, he's like, you talking about roses?
I think he said.
I was like, you talking about roses?
I think you said he liked Kid Cudi, and then you just went into something else.
No.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Sorry, I'm
No, you're
so
good.
sorry.
You're good, bro.
This is
Talk
the
about
most
whatever.
unprofessional podcast.
Another artist that Mario knows I just got onto is FK Twigs. I just
dude.
just got on her stuff.
Damn, you
know
surprise
what
me
I'm
every
saying?
time.
Like,
Bro,
yeah.
I saw her in concert. Probably the one time she ever came to Austin. It was like the most artistic,
It's crazy. It's crazy,
live instrumental show that I've ever been to. Like, it was a very good show. Like, she is like straight like a person that you would have seen went to an art school or something like that. But yeah, I fuck
Probably
with
did.
FK.
She probably did. The time and effort I'm sure her stuff takes has got to be, crazy.
Yeah.
Hey
dude.
man, shout out. I don't even know what she looks like. TBH.
Good.
Hey, shout out to FKA Twigs. Just cause.
Cheers.
I'm sure she's cute. And I can get
Cheers.
with, I can get with that.
Cheers. Much love. Much love. Yeah. Let's do it.
Sorry, I'm confused.
Cheers.
So,
Number 2.
I know I'm tapping out already. Considering that
You got
you've
something to
been in the scene already, in the Austin scene, you've seen it for a long time already. You've been around. What do you think the status of it is?
I love it, man.
Are you like familiar with a lot of the newer artists out? Because there's obviously a new wave of newer artists that are
I'm
out.
not gonna say I know every single one of them. Certified is more like plugged in with
Yeah.
with a lot of the newer cats. But there are some that I'm very aware of and follow and fuck with. They may not know me, but that's cool. I know a lot of really important OGs and other people around the scene, as you know. But
And that's why we do this,
yeah.
because I feel like people should acknowledge and
I like Quinn a lot. Quinn is amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything Quinn's doing, for the city and what he's gonna do is amazing. You know
Quinn
what
is
I'm saying?
probably the biggest artist
Yeah, I like.
from out of Austin.
Of course, I wouldn't consider Tita a newer artist, but he's so good at what he does that he's in this new wave as well. Even though
he
he's
knows how to
kinda-
control his crowd and his following.
Yeah. And his
Smart.
sound is so current but unique at the same time. So Tita's another one I really admire. You know what I'm saying? And Shirt Off Faye, you know what I'm saying? Shirt Off Faye is fucking fire as fuck. If you ain't seen him perform, it's just crazy. Another one, he's a younger artist. I wouldn't consider him newer because he's been on the scene since he's like, I think 17, 18. I seen him early as Durong from the LOGs.
Oh yeah, for sure. He
Durong
was
is fucking
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Was he the mascot
Huh?
for the league? Was he the one
think he
wearing?
was.
Right?
He
Because
was.
they would always mention that they had the newest member wearing the suit.
Yeah,
and I
so
feel like that was him.
Mario's said that name like twice. I'm honestly gonna
Durong?
I'm really.
We'll
gonna
have to have Durong on. Shout out Durong. He just got out a while back and dropping hot music.
That dude is
He's
a,
cold.
He's a
He's
rap
I
machine.
felt, I felt really
You will
embarrassed
like him.
when
You will like him a lot.
I felt really embarrassed when Mario puts these
That's why I'm here
Artist
to
on-
show y'all.
and then I'm just like, yo, I'm just the guy.
Hey, Mario is the reason we're sitting with WeekDazed right now, brother. You should give Mario some thanks, man.
It's all good.
Hey,
but
bro, do you skateboard? You look like you skateboard. I'm not gonna lie.
No, that's so funny you say that. That's so funny you say
No,
that.
I'll call kicking in. That's a random ass
okay,
question.
He's like, I came on my skateboard.
So I said, yeah, that's how I got here. So
You
funny
look like you
say that.
skateboard. I'm sorry.
No. I told you when I was 12, I was listening to Korn and all this shit. So of course I skateboarded.
That's what
When
gave
I
it
was
away.
When
That's what
I
gave
was
it away.
12, of course I skateboarded. We all did. Clove, like
Yeah.
we used to skateboard all
I was
the time.
this close to be like, bro, I got my board in my car.
But I sucked at it, bro. I
do too.
I can't remember how long we did it for, but I sucked at it, and so I got into like aggressive inline skating too. I had bought like some crazy skates just to do tricks and shit with
Oh
them.
shit!
And I actually got pretty good at that shit, and then I ended up breaking them, and I was just like,
He tapped out.
Bought a guitar.
I tried
got a
skating at
guitar.
some point too. I got a skateboard one Christmas from that donation gift thing that they give out to kids.
Mm-hmm.
I got a skateboard. And I was like, cool, bet I'm gonna try to skateboard. I don't know what happened. Somebody stole it, and literally, I swear, it made like it made a round all the way through our neighborhood. Because by the time I got it, by the time I found it back, it was already tagged up, beat up, used up by
Hey, you
everybody.
see the pool in the
neighborhood.
background, right?
That's
Can,
crazy.
can you imagine if someone stole that shit, just went
I
to
know,
the
right?
backyard?
Like I
Passing it
literally,
around.
everybody had it in the neighborhood. It was like,
Tell me why every Hispanic goes through that phase.
For real.
Why? Like, why is it?
because
Like,
it's not for us.
Because you know that one meme that's so powerful, the chubbier Hispanic kid, like he's
Holding
like 12,
himself
he's like
Oh,
he's like doing the
skateboarding.
skateboard thing off the dresser.
Because it looks fun. We want to try it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to try it out, and it's a, you know what the fuck is
I
that?
still love. Like,
I
when
wish
when
I could
see it-
skateboard.
When I see it, I always still to this day think like, man, I wish I could have got badass at that shit because
Right.
it looks fun. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think Baby Guap is the only cold skateboarder that I've ever known.
No, he started out skateboarding, which was fucking, dude. When I used to watch his fucking, well, I was like, who the fuck is this? Like, it's a dude. Whenever he used to go over there, I was like, oh shit, I remember him. Yeah, he was pretty good at skateboarding. Really, really good.
Hey, you gotta tell baby grew up. I bought a BMX bike, so I'm gonna see him out there.
I don't think he's skateboarding right now. I don't know that he's
Okay,
skateboarding
well,
right
you should
now.
be out there anyway.
All right.
Tell him I said that.
Oh, shit.
Hey, so you said you were a sports fan, right?
big time.
Big time. What's your favorite football team?
Big time.
Please do not say Dallas Cowboys.
Fuck that.
Okay. All right, cool. Because I was finna, you know.
All right, let's stop recording. Let's turn off the camera. Go ahead.
Clove is a big Cowboys fan.
Hey, shout out, Chloe. We'll get you on the show soon.
The homie Big Mike.
Yeah, you can.
CHHK.
You're dismissed.
The homie and the homie Big Mike are always going back and forth about the Cowboys and shit. I'm a Texans fan.
Oh, okay.
I'm Houston Texans since day one. You know what I'm saying? And that's my squad.
Watson.
That's my. I'm diehard. You know what I'm
Why,
saying?
why is that?
So I didn't really have a team, and my brother was a big Oilers fan growing up.
Oh, the Tennessee.
Take a lot of influence.
They didn't
Yeah.
win till they went to Tennessee.
I take a lot of influence from my brothers, but one of my oldest brother, Virgil, he was an Oilers fan, had a Warren Moon jersey growing up. I would wear to school and shit. And when they said they was gonna have a Houston team coming back, I said, you know what, fuck it, I like football now. That's gonna be my team. You know what I'm saying? Now my dad, growing up, I would stay at my dad's on the weekend, and on Sundays he would always make me watch Cowboys games. And
Yeah, that's my dad.
But I wasn't into it, but I would watch it because I was there, and those are the memories coming up. Cowboys everywhere.
At
know
least
what
you
I'm
weren't named
America's
the
team.
fucking quarterback.
saying? for real. But yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Troy
You're
Aikman.
disappointing it a lot.
and as far as basketball, I change it up a lot.
Okay.
Change it up.
Yeah.
I used to be a Rock. Well, actually, I used to be Orlando because I like Tracy McGrady.
Okay.
Then he got traded to the Rockets, and then I was Rockets, and then he retired, and I was like, I'm not really. I was just like watching people play.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Durant came in, and I was like Longhorns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that.
I'm rocking with Kevin Durant. Then he fucking went to the dark side, went to the Warriors, and I was like,
That was the most.
Oh man, that was a cheap shot. That was a
That was
terrible
him
move.
just trying to win a fucking ring, and it sucked that you have to actually.
so,
Get with other great players. It's like the Michael Jordan movie all over again.
So I decided to stay with Russ. I was like, I'm gonna stay with Westbrook and stay with the Thunder. And then they dismantled, and I was just like, I started.
They could have been great. They could have been great.
You know what's crazy about the so there was a picture of James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Durant on the same fucking team. It was like people are gonna be like, "This is Photoshop." It's like, no, it's not. They were on the same fucking
They
team.
went to the finals. They just
They did.
couldn't win.
They
You
could
know
have
what I'm
been
saying?
great.
When Russ got traded, he went to Houston. That didn't give you like an opportunity to go back to
That's
the
what
Rockets.
everybody said because once it happened, I was like, why am I a Thunder fan? I don't even like Oklahoma. I'm a Longhorn, so I'm like, I don't even
I
like
live in Texas.
Oklahoma.
I hate
Hey, on the
Oklahoma.
Hey, look.
That's how I felt with
Hey, look,
Kawhi.
as long as you're a Longhorn fan,
Yeah.
I mean Longhorns.
That's how I
all
felt
day,
with
all
Kawhi because
fucking
Kawhi
day.
was a badass player for the Spurs. Then when he went to Portland, I was like,
Yeah.
When you went to Toronto.
or
So-
whatever. Either way, I was like, maybe I'll follow him. And I was like, no.
So
No. Yeah, just go. Sorry.
Okay, I was just gonna say. So now I finally picked a new team because I was like, man, I'm a free agent now. I need a new team. You know what I'm saying? So I went with the Grizzlies because I like Ja Morant and he's a rookie, so I'm like you know what, I'm gonna rock with young rookie here and see what he does because I like his style of play. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna ride with the
I
Grizzlies.
can respect that because the Grizzlies aren't not very good.
Exactly, they're like 8th in the West, which is still playoffs. But I'm like,
You can't be considered a bandwagoner.
what do I look like being a Clippers fan out of nowhere? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
That's how I feel when I tell people I'm a Lakers fan. I'm like, you're a Lakers fan because of the.
He was a Lakers fan with
all the
Derek
rings.
fucking Fisher. I
Well-
fucking hated that motherfucker.
Plus, I can't blame LeBron fans either because if you're a LeBron fan, you're a LeBron fan. He's amazing.
Yeah,
so
you
if
go
gonna
wherever he
follow
goes.
him,
I mean,
you gonna follow
he's-
him, whatever.
They being a Jordan
LeBron-
fan.
LeBron's the GOAT.
Yeah. Say it again.
LeBron is the GOAT, but I am.
More than Michael Jordan?
I disagree.
Who do you think is the go? Kawhi Leonard?
Nah, MJ, bro.
I got
MJ,
LeBron.
bro.
I got LeBron.
I mean,
I tell you what,
That's a whole other conversation.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
I am-
That's
I
a
am
whole
a
other
diehard-
conversation, Doug.
That's a can of worms.
I am a diehard Boston fan. I like the Boston Celtics.
Boston.
I like the Boston Red Sox.
hate
And
the
guess
Patriots.
what? I am a New England Patriots fan. But it sucks that Tom Brady went to the goddamn Buccaneers.
I hate Tom Brady.
But you know, like
Fucking
I have to deal with that shit. Like, and I was
So are you a
still.
Buck fan now, or are you still a Patriots?
Boston fan has to deal with his favorite player. Finally stopped winning all the rings in Boston. And went
Are
to
you
fucking
a
Tampa
Brady
Bay.
fan, or are you a Patriots fan?
I will still root for Brady and Rob Gronkowski because guess what? He got picked up here. I guess they fucking
No,
had
but
the same
you're a
phone call.
fan of Boston. So are you a fan of Florida now? It's Florida, right?
Guess what? We lost Paul Pierce, we lost Kevin Garnett, and we lost Rajon Rondo and fucking Ray Allen. I'm still a Boston fucking fan.
Nice.
I
Guess
bet like
the fuck what?
I bet like 500.
I'm
I
still
bet like
goddamn bees up for Boston.
I bet like $500 on Buccaneers against them. So now I'm kind of scared.
Actually, I have one question for you, real quick.
Yeah.
Name one player on the Boston Celtics right now.
Come on.
Come on, man.
I can name like 6.
Come on, man.
All right.
One player. I need one player.
They ain't even my team.
I tell you who ain't on it, Doc Rivers.
Okay.
Wow.
You are a little casual. I'll say that.
Oh, Terry Rozier.
What?
No, you're late. Dude, I bought you a jersey with a name on the back of it, man.
Damn.
What's the name? What's the name in the back of that jersey?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Oh, Troy, I'm done with you, man.
I'm buying you.
Whatever.
Hey, I'm buying you a Buccaneers jersey for Christmas, and it's not gonna be Brady or Gronkowski.
Let's talk about something else. Troy don't know what he's talking about.
All right, guys. See you in the
Weekdays. You told me you were at movies and
Yeah.
Netflix.
I mean, a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm big on watching movies.
Who doesn't like movies? Or
for an escape?
I don't like movies.
fucking Mark.
Well,
you're a weirdo.
I
You're
just
very
happened
weird.
to bring up the topic to add to it for
It
whatever.
is.
You know
No,
what I'm saying? Like,
forget
we
that.
have
We're
white
not
boys.
talking about. That's not.
No, no,
We're not doing generic questions. That's very weird.
we don't have
No,
to.
no,
I
no,
have
no,
a
no,
serious
no.
question.
What?
You have serious questions?
Yeah.
We don't
Then
have
go ahead, go shoot them.
whatever y'all want to do. Yeah.
How old are you?
Shoot
No,
him.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
okay.
He's 32.
So,
Old enough.
so since like obviously you've been in the scene for a long time, right? First, I want to know what was the first venue you've been at, and how do you feel about all the hip hop venues that I like to consider that they are hip hop venues being closed down due to Corona? Or we can go into the rabbit hole about the city gentrifying the venues too because they're closing down the hip hop venues. So
Yeah, it's wild, right? The ones that are closing down, right? It's wild.
it was a plan all along.
It's crazy, man. I'm just, and the worst part about it is, you know, that they're likely not going to become new venues by new owners. They're going to become condos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's the plan because that's what they try to pass along last fall. The whole thing about either putting money into the music, you know, the community or whatever, or taking the hotel taxes and just building more condos. And it's like,
I done smoked a lot of blunts at Scratch House, man. I'm telling you.
same. I don't
We
smoke a
all
lot. I
love
don't.
Scratch House.
I don't smoke a lot when I go out, but when I do,
Yeah.
it's always been at Scratch. Damn, dude, you're tired already.
But this was the conversation I had with Mario. Is that the police and Austin would love for 6th Street and Red River and all that shit to close them down forever.
Yeah.
They would love it. They would love to never have to go out there again and never put their lives in danger, never have another shooting. They would love for all that shit to
Still
close
gonna
down.
happen no matter what happens.
They would love for it to close down and just build condos.
So to answer the question though, the first venue we ever got booked at, which was me and my squad.
1808.
So like no, but that was one of them. That was one of them. I have I'll tell y'all a classic 1808 story.
All right.
Real quick. But the first venue was Karma Lounge. Will Hustle booked.
Yeah.
Me, Clove.
Hey, shout out Will Hustle. It's an Austin OG, Austin legend.
Yeah. Me, Clove, and Chachi. And then my homie Floss. We got a squad called Throat House Click, which is a third of DieSlo. You know what I'm saying? And at the time we were booking as a squad. You know what I'm saying? And we booked that show. We actually paid. We actually paid for our first show.
Hey, we paid for our first show too. It's okay.
We paid a lot. And Lottie Da actually DJ'd for us. Actually, you know what? He didn't actually DJ the set, but he did our mix. It was like a pre-made mix.
Okay,
or
so he
whatever.
played.
Yeah, and so that was our first show at Karma Lounge. It was actually pretty good. It was like maybe 50, 70 people in up in there. It was pretty good. So like after that, it was like 1808 and Ruta Myers. I don't know if y'all remember Ruta Myers, but it was over there by Expose. You know what I'm saying? And
That's too far, bro.
yeah, and there's a lot of spots. What was it called? Bayou Lounge.
It's
all
changed,
these,
right?
crazy
It's changed.
Spots. Yeah, all these crazy spots.
But 1808
troubadours back in the day.
But 1808 has always like even because when I was a little kid and I'm sure you remember back then when I used to want to rap. This was the only places that I ever did shows at. Like
Right.
that place was legit a hip hop East Side venue.
So here's a crazy 1808 story. We had a show, DieSlo, and there was a bunch of squads that were booked for the show too. So it was shoulder to shoulder in that little ass club, right? And there was a squad called Blackface, which was the homie Lil Sick and a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Big squad. And we were performing. We had this song that I was on called Killing It. And I'm on the last verse and I'm going like super fast on the bitch, right? And it was everybody kind of knew the song. That was like one of our hits at
Popular
the time.
songs.
You know what I'm saying? And we're performing it, and it's like a menacing, crazy beat. So we're fucking bouncing and getting the crowd's hype. We're hyped. We're like 10 deep on stage, and the crowd is hyped. And the power goes out in the middle of my verse, right? Power goes out, the lights come back on, and I just keep rapping, and the whole crowd is like rapping it with me.
Damn.
Going super fast, like parts they could catch. And so we start, we're known for when we get on stage as a squad, we go DIESLO, DieSlo, you know what I'm saying? We do that chant, and the crowd does it with us. So I'm doing the verse, get to the
with
hook.
With the electricity off.
With the electricity off. So it gets to the hook, and we start chanting D-I-E, and the club is bucked like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so Blackface, they get on stage and start doing their chant, and we're like standing off, doing our chants, and we're just getting bucked. You know what I'm saying? And it was a classic moment.
Man.
Classic fucking moment. Yeah.
That's live.
I feel like a lot of artists would kill for that moment.
I feel like that's the equivalent of like performing at a stadium and having millions of people fucking.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was an amazing feeling.
It was just a good memory, you know what I'm saying? Like a really good memory doing music. I mean, there's plenty. I mean, we've been doing South by since 2010 consistently, so we got so many memories, you know what I'm saying? Just wild shit,
I gotta ask you, how did you feel about South by being canceled this year?
At first, I was upset, man, because I had some big shit booked under this new name, WeekDazed.
Yeah.
And so I was booked with College of Hip Hop Knowledge, which is a local record label, independent record label.
Yeah.
They were bringing Keith Murray, who's a legendary New York artist. You know what I'm saying? And they booked me for it, and I was flipping out because I love opening for legends. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I went to my girlfriend as soon as I found out about it, and I was just like, you won't believe what just happened. And I told her, and she lit up, and I lit up, and I was ready for that shit. Like I was so stoked about it, and we had that show, or I had that show, and then we also had an official South by showcase as DieSlo, which we hadn't done in some years. We've all been doing solo stuff. So this show was going to be 10 years from our first South by Southwest showcase, which was in 2010. This was going to be in 2020.
Oh shit!
And this was going to be a DieSlo. Actually, Jay put it together for us. He hit us up and was like, "Hey, I want to get all these squads together for old time's sake." Dude. On a South by stage like we used to, and Jay's a real one for that.
I've been talking about it since like the beginning, before quarantine here. Like this South by was supposed to be special because now that I'm finding this out, obviously it was gonna be a lot of big official shows for new artists. Yeah. We were gonna have like 3 shows.
60-minute mark. I'm gonna pour some shots.
Pour the shots. But it was gonna be probably like the best South by for Austin.
It was gonna be legendary, man. But I had another show booked. I can't even think of what it was, but I was ready. I was super excited about the stuff. But now in hindsight, I'm kind of glad it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Gives you more time to prep or what?
Well, not that. Because I had the music ready. I still have the music ready. But if I don't know, you hear a lot of shit about this COVID shit, so it's hard to know what's real and what's not.
That's true. At first we were making jokes about it, but then you realize like, oh shit,
this shit was real. But if South by would have happened, who knows?
Man, you know, everybody from every part of the world was coming here, so that would have been bad. Like, I know we were like,
and I know people that have caught it, so I know it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know people that have died from it, but I know people that have died.
I unfortunately know somebody who got it at work and their father died.
Oh shit!
Getting it from them probably. So this shit is very real. So like as you're hearing right now,
still taking consideration COVID, whether you believe it or not, still take the precautions necessary because you never know. You never know. The government could be behind it. I don't care. Even if they're behind it, they don't give a fuck. It could be real as fuck. It's
to be factual, the numbers are higher than ever.
Yeah, please be cautious.
So
please be
wear
cautious.
your mask. Stay home if you need to stay home.
Hey, shout out to awareness.
You don't even fucking cheers.
Oh, you asshole.
But you were saying you were kind of happy that this South by didn't happen for you.
No, I mean in general, I feel like that's the right thing to feel like because.
So honestly, I got a medical thing going on. I got a sports hernia. You know what I'm saying? And like, I could just get sick and just have a cough, and I'm in pain.
Oh shit!
I'm in pain if I just have a cough. Like I got sick a few months back with this hernia. I got this hernia back in October, which I still need to have surgery for. And just having a cough, this shit hurts, bro. Like, oh my God. So if I were to get the motherfucking Rona, it would not be good. You know what I'm saying?
It would have affected you severely.
Yeah.
So I would say
you're uncompromised, whatever that is. Something like that. Yeah.
So other than that, I mean, I guess being in quarantine, you just been watching movies.
Nah, I've been Well, yeah, that of course, but been writing a lot, getting in my thoughts and just trying to write good stories, man. And I throw away a lot of stuff I write, but I just write a lot and go over my stuff and just make sure it's all good. Rewrite hooks, a lot of stuff. But I mean, I watch a lot of movies, a lot of shows, shit like that.
So going back around that, and I'm doing this only for Mark.
Oh, fuck you, man.
Hey,
I know what you're gonna do. Fuck you, man.
But in his defense, I brought up the movie topic.
Okay.
I brought it up.
Yes, we had a little pre-conversation while you were gone in Dallas. So fuck you, man.
You wasn't in
I was in
Dallas.
Waco. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Yes. So I see y'all wrote down Atlanta.
Yes.
I just introduced my
No,
girlfriend.
we were talking about movies and Netflix.
Yeah. I introduced my girlfriend to Atlanta, and we were watching it. And it's crazy because this show has already been on for like a year or two, right? It's
Maybe
pretty,
2 or 3.
Yeah, it's a pretty old show at this
3
point.
years. Yeah.
And everything they're talking about, everything that he like depicts, and like I don't know if you've seen that little cartoon commercial that they play with the coyote for the cereal. Mm-hmm. It literally shows the cop putting his knee on the coyote's neck. Mm-hmm. That blew my mind.
Yep, it's wild.
Atlanta is a very important show. It is very good.
Very important.
Support all black shows. Like we've been watching what is that HBO one called?
Westworld?
Chai?
No, I love The Shy though.
That's on Showtime, but
What is the HBO
Game
one?
of Thrones.
No,
The
that's
Wire?
not a black. That's a British ass European show.
Oh, this is me?
The Wire?
No,
It's
a girl show. It's a girl
If you're
show.
gonna bring it up,
It's a
please,
girl
please
show.
know what the fuck you're talking about.
Insecure?
it's a yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I've been watching that, and
I haven't seen it.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've never related more to any show that I've ever watched in my life than obviously Mexican shows, but black shows, because it's like it's a part of our life. It's like something that we obviously all of us had grew up with black people, so we all are very alike to them. So
We understand it more than we do. other
yes,
walks of
sir.
life.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if you are a colored person and you are not supporting this movement. I don't get it. I do not understand. Like, I do not get it.
Yeah, man.
But yes, Atlanta is a very good show. I love it. It's one of my favorite shows. The fucking invisible car scene from the club, bro. It is hilarious.
So I love how the first season is like real comedic, but the second season it has a lot more serious overtones with it. There's like a couple episodes, they're like horror episodes almost. You know what I'm saying? And it's an interesting way that they took the show. Like, there's still some funny parts, but like there's like heavy elements. In the
Is it like the
second
Michael
season.
Jackson episode, or because I don't think
Hey, that one's wild.
It's
bro.
dark. It's dark. It's weird.
Bro. It's like a Get Out in like a,
Yes,
a
yes.
30-minute. You know
And,
what I
and
mean?
him, I forget his name, but that actor, I like him a lot. He
Don Glover or Lakeith Stanfield?
Lakeith, yeah.
Lakeith Stanfield,
And
yeah.
Sorry to Bother You, he's fucking amazing. That movie was a trip
That movie's
too.
a trip, dog. That movie's a
Have you
trip.
seen that movie? Sorry to Bother You. The call center movie.
It's weird. It's weird.
Watch it. It's a fucking a plot twist that you will never expect.
The movie that I just watched, that I actually just watched again because it was so fucking good, is Parasite. Parasite.
I have not watched it. Is that really
That's
good?
like the one of the best movies
It's
of the year,
It's a
right?
Korean movie, yeah.
How old is it?
It won the movie of the year. 2017, 2018.
and it moved. And it just won now,
Just won,
or that time.
Oscar.
No, it won the Oscar
At
in
that time?
2019.
Oh,
It came
okay.
out in 2018.
Yeah.
Damn,
But
it's
nah,
on Hulu, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Dude, it's
Do you have any
crazy.
Hulu or Netflix that we should watch?
What, like movies or shows?
Or Amazon
Yeah,
or
yeah, like-
HBO. or
Because
he
I mean,
just said-
I would say Atlanta and Ozark.
Oh yeah, Ozark is a good one.
Ozark's
You
the
know,
one with
I started-
Jason Bateman, right?
Yeah.
That's
I
the one
started
where
watching that.
he was an accountant and killed his fucking.
It's
I started
crazy.
watching it because I thought it was a comedy.
No.
You know,
Dude,
I only started
it
watching
took a
it just
dark
because
twist.
I started watching it just because they put
It's crazy.
what's that band's name?
I started watching it because I thought it was gonna be a comedy because of the
of
main
Jason
actor,
Bateman, yeah.
and it got dark, and I was like, "This is not what I was expecting." I turned it off.
Who's the guy that wrote Creep?
Well, the band is Radiohead.
Yeah, Radiohead.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the whole
Oh.
album, and they put dark. I think whenever they're like watching their new little thing, it was like Dark's deck, and it was like.
I like Ozark because I like Breaking Bad, and they're
See,
similar.
yeah,
Not
that's
kind
what I
of.
heard.
Yeah,
That's
they're
what I heard.
similar. It's just Ozark is like way darker than.
Have you
fucking-
watched Black Mirror?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh,
Honestly,
man.
it's not.
Which
as,
one?
It's not as good.
Black Mirror.
Oh, yeah.
It's not as good as it used to be, but it's good. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you honestly, whenever it comes to it, they don't have the production. I've been reading a bunch of shit because Black Mirror is fucking the British of like technology of what could happen.
It's deep.
It's fucking real,
deep.
fucking insane.
It's deep.
And
Some
Mario's the
people,
one that put me on it.
It's deep.
some
and
people
it's-
say we're currently living in a Black Mirror season.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, every month.
or a Simpsons episode.
Every month, different
Yeah.
episode, though. It seems like.
But yes,
I know y'all seen the new Dave.
So,
special.
I don't
Dave
watch
on
Dave.
Hulu.
I
watch
started
Dave
watching
Chappelle,
it.
Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
watched. yes,
846.
846.
Yes, it was. I watched it and I really didn't know what to expect, but it hit.
It's heavy.
It definitely
bro.
hit.
It's
Like,
heavy. Yeah.
like I could only imagine how the people that actually went to the actual show felt, because I mean, at this point, you don't know what to expect from Dave, because he's a very like. I mean, he went to Africa for a whole long period to like just get away from all of this, and he's still. I love Dave Chappelle. I respect Dave Chappelle, and he deserves everything he's winning. But
I didn't watch it, so explain to me why it hit.
Well, you need to watch it.
did
I
you
didn't watch
understand?
it. I didn't watch it.
It's so heavy because it's not funny.
Yeah, no, he makes some jokes here and there, but
There's a couple of pieces.
he talks
yeah.
about what's going on, and it's so close to him for him.
He's
that-
intense.
yeah,
He's intense. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry watching it. Like
at the end
it's-
of it, when I watched it, like I just exhaled. Like I just let a big, long, deep breath out, and I was just like, damn.
you can't. Yeah, it's
know
like
what
one of
I'm
those
saying?
things.
Well,
Like
I mean,
it's like you feel. It's like the closest thing that you can feel being in place of in somebody a black person's shoes. Okay.
but the
one
thing
of
about
the
Dave
close
Chappelle, that he's honestly been doing comedy for so much and been, exploiting of this, comedy of what black people. But he should have been, and now at this time, is like, yo, this shit is actually happening, and I do this for comedy. For why?
I mean, this shit
Like
been,
I've
this
been
shit
doing
been
this
happening.
for the longest
Because he
time.
checks.
Like,
No,
he
but
plays-
even then, like he talks about that. He checks
It's like he
somebody
plays
who,
a black crackhead. I was like, why would you put that on comedy and think it's
well,
funny?
because he's black.
Well, that's exactly why he put that out there. It's
Yeah.
like, yo, at this time, this has to come up to the point where it's just like, yo, black comedy is not like this. It shouldn't be like this. And
Well, even that, I don't know that you can consider it comedy because even then, like he like points out somebody who tried to check him and was like, "Why is Dave Chappelle not saying about anything about what's going on?"
That's-
and he explains,
Yeah.
like
that's the only reason why he put that out
if
there.
you
and-
guys have not watched the Dave Chappelle special, it's pretty short. It's like 30 minutes,
30 minutes,
right?
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
need to watch it. It's very it's deep.
His response to specifically what you just said is the best response that I've ever heard from somebody to why he hasn't said anything. It's because like we don't need his.
And it gets
opinion right
deeper
now.
than that. Even though beyond being in the black person's shoes, it goes beyond like the way he talks about it and what his own like closeness as far as his family and when he was born. You're like, dude, it's just one of those things. That's like anybody that's there that thinks or even has a thought of saying all lives matter needs to watch this because it's one of those things where just like, do you have?
I've never understood how the fuck all lives matters.
You know,
How
I
was the
was
proper
thinking about
response?
I was thinking about it today, and you know, like me being obviously I'm a brown person. Obviously, I'm not a black person, but I'm brown. So even Mexicans at some point get some sort of exception because Mexicans come in light, whatever. But this being a thing for black people, like moving forward and getting accepted and not being treated their way, it's a huge strive for them. But it's also a strive for me
Yep.
in a sense that if they accept and they change the worst way that they treat the darkest people, it'll be a lot easier for me as well too. Because fuck, dark people in general get, bad treatment. So it's just one of those things where you gotta take into perspective and
Hispanics out here getting killed too, man. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not the current subject matter that needs to be talked about, but Hispanics out here getting killed too by cops.
yes, sir. Like people, like what is the Andre 3000 jumpsuit said it at a Coachella? Dark people across all cultures suffer the most.
Yeah.
Why is
And
that?
it's true.
Why is that?
Colorism.
Yes.
Mexicans do that shit all the time.
I can say that for our black brothers and sisters, we will fight for you. And then when it comes time, please fight for us as well.
especially
And that's what
all
people don't
the
understand. That's why it's infuriating when people say that, oh, why are you saying that with black people when they're saying, no, that is a load of bullshit.
Nah.
That shit.
Please
is
stop making
very
it about you. It's not
upsetting.
about you right now. It's not about you right
We're
now.
still fighting for those children in the cages, but
Yes, we are.
still, like,
Yes.
I'm sorry, we're doing one thing at a time, but still, like, we're all still fighting for the same case. We all want everybody to be treated normal. Like, why do only white people get to get the best in life? Like,
Yeah.
It's just.
All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know. You can go.
I was just gonna say it's just the fact that black people can't do just like regular shit without somebody fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? It's like taking a walk, taking a jog.
and if they do, they have to. And if they do, they have to.
chilling in the park.
They
You know what I'm
have to
saying?
like subdue to the white people. Then they have to accept white women calling them the N word. They have to accept white guys calling them the N word. It's like
It
it's not a good trade off at all.
George Floyd, his $20 bill looked kind of fake. And he looked kind of fake, so he called the cops. Breonna Taylor went to sleep
Yeah.
after a long shift of being at the hospital with COVID-19. And they shot her like 26 times.
It dwindles all the way down to it dwindles all the way down to having your own space, like black people, even people of color, brown people like us.
Yeah.
Like you could be at the grocery store and a person could, walk up to you and expect you to give up your space because they're trying to like
Exactly.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like you're
And
expected.
that's
you're
something
expected
that,
to move. Like
Sure, I would agree. I've told you guys for a long time how I feel about going certain places and white people acting a certain way until you actually experienced it, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those things where like I'm a very like specifically I watch people. People watch for fun. I do it, but when it comes down to it, like if I go certain places I'm expecting it and I do it, but it's like people like to pretend that Austin is not a racist place, but it is.
Man,
Bro, they
actually
call it
opposite.
the white Atlanta.
No.
Like, I work downtown as a construction worker. Yes, construction workers are categorized as something more on the pervy side, but still, people will take a look at me
I-35 is literally a border.
and assume I'm a shitty person that they
Well,
just want to go away
I-35 was
from.
built to be the east side it was supposed to be, and this is always.
Austin
No.
has been planned to be a gentrified city for a long time because of 35. Like, 35 is the border.
The right side is supposed to be the poor. The left
Yes.
side is supposed
And
to
then
be
even
the
then,
rich.
even
Yes,
then they
that
couldn't.
is.
They
It
couldn't
wasn't.
even
It
keep
wasn't enough.
The east side to themselves. They couldn't. The crackers came in and they took the east side.
I gotta say,
It's very frustrating.
I gotta say, I love what the Longhorn players are doing currently. They're trying to make changes on campus at the
They
University
should,
of Texas.
because UT,
I love it.
as much as I love the team and I support them, UT is very, like,
I also love what Jackie Vincent did. You know
Dude.
what I'm saying?
yeah, shout out Jackie, man. I love
Yeah,
Jackie.
like shout out that shit.
Honestly,
Real talk.
let's go into our last segment. I know there's been a lot of negativity and stuff. Let's get some positivity. We in this.
Let's do it.
Mark.
Positivity. Somebody told me recently, a fan of the podcast, he's like, y'all positive segment is too negative. It's too negative. Y'all start negative, and then be like, oh, by the way, but this is how I spin it into positive. All right, so shout out to you, man. I'm finna keep this segment all positive. I bought a BMX bike,
Did you really, for real?
and that's it.
Did you really,
And
for
that's
real?
it. That's
did
it.
You,
That's
did you really
it.
buy a
I'm
bike?
Done. I'm done.
Did you really buy a bike?
I bought a bike.
I'm
bought a
gonna
bike.
ride it to work. Can I ride it to work?
It's gonna be in the front door, hopefully. Like,
Can I ride it? Can I use a bike? I've not
Yes, you
used a
can.
bike since I was a
You
kid.
can. You can ride it. You can ride
No, I'm lying. I used to ride a bike to work because I was really
That's
poor.
it. It's positive. I bought a bike. That's it. Also,
You're
I want to hang
you're
myself.
being a Hitler right now. You're appeasing to the audience.
Yes, I am.
Hitler.
Troy, go ahead.
All right, something positive. Like I said, I
And only
took
positive.
a couple of days off, and I did this so, I can rebrand myself and figure out why the fuck I'm having a bunch of anxiety and why my body's giving up on me. But I did put the pull up.
Pull-ups?
The pull up.
That sounds like a bunch of negative with like one little positive. at the
Wait,
end.
what? I'm confused. What is
That's
the-
exactly what they were talking about.
The pull.
Oh,
Actually
the
work-
pool.
Oh, the
They
pool.
I thought pull up like I was like, you
The-
did
So-
pull up.
Let's put
So,
that-
so yeah, the pull.
Okay.
We set it up today. We bought all the sand.
I wish I
and
could have
everything.
helped.
No, it's fine. I mean,
Hey, but
I put an investment in this, and I wanted everybody to realize what was going on.
by the time you hear this podcast, the pool will be up.
It's pool
It's
time.
an
Private
amazing
clean.
pool. It's an amazing
Yes,
pool.
and
Really
we will
big,
have it
right?
up.
That bitch is big.
I'm gonna tell weekdays, so you gotta be here, dog, man.
Oh,
We
yeah.
gotta
Oh, yeah. You
promote
know
the
it.
episode,
Appreciate
yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
And we finna be out here, and we finna get in that pool.
Hell yeah.
Pool party still for the rest till winter time comes around and it gets too
Our
cold.
camera woman could not be here today.
Hey, shout out Ashley.
It is her birthday on Saturday.
Nice.
Happy birthday to Ashley. If y'all hear this or if y'all see us post this,
Happy birthday,
please
Ashley.
just text her and say happy birthday at random.
Love you.
Don't even, doesn't matter what day it is, just tell her happy birthday. It's an inside joke between
This
y'all
is me
and
making
us.
a heart. I don't know very.
I mean, my,
So, Mark,
Keep it positive, please.
positive.
Yes. Positive note. Positive.
I hate being put on the spotlight, but I am happy that my positive note is
Bruh.
that Troy did take his break. Like I am very happy. Like from what if you guys have listened from the beginning? No, listen,
honestly,
listen to
shut the fuck up, Mark.
it. From the beginning, if you guys have listened from the beginning of the first season, obviously this podcast was something for me myself to get away from my panic attacks, anxiety, and depression that I've tried to kill myself a bunch of times, and it's like I told you in the beginning too. Like this is something that we look forward to. So I'm happy. Like I would hate for any of us to actually be dealing with any bad shit and nobody else realize it. And I'm happy that I was able to be there and support my own friends and
yes.
make y'all happy. I want to make Troy happy. I want to help Mark become a DJ out. Like, I'm happy that I'm doing
Totally
this
forgot
with my
about that
friends.
shit.
I'm happy I'm doing this with my friends and not no random strangers. The same way that or weekdays. I'm so sorry.
Nah, everybody
it's
call me
been,
Weekdays
it's been
now.
doing
Call me
everything.
Call me
It's
Stat.
been,
That's what my people call me.
it's been doing it with certified and Clover since they were kids. You know, I admire that because that's literally us.
a
We've known each
blessing.
other since we were kids.
It's a
We
blessing, bro.
I would not want to do this with anybody else besides y'all.
I love my dogs. You know what
I
I'm saying?
love
Like,
these two guys are some of my closest friends.
I pray for my
Love
dogs
y'all.
every day. I pray for my
Bro,
dogs
same,
every
like,
day. You know what I'm saying?
Anything
sir.
they would ever need, them, Dwayne. Like we have a group of friends that we've known, like a small group of friends that we've known since we were kids, and I'm grateful and happy that they are still here. They're still around. They're still down to
Hammer
come
time.
and help us with shit. I'm just happy that I'm surrounded with good people. I'm a very dark person myself, but I'm very happy.
Well, shit, thank you, Mario. That was a very positive. And
But I'm also happy you came on the show because I've been wanting you to be on the show, and
Man.
I'm sorry we pushed it
Something
back.
positive.
I'm so man. I'm all about spreading love. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody that's encountered me at a show or just encountered me wherever, they know like I'm a real one, and you know I'm down to earth and I fuck with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no enemies. You know, it's all love with me. You know what I'm saying? And something positive I would like to say is that I love that with all this hecticness that's going on in the world, this is the first time where it's felt like actual change is actually like taking step. I'm not gonna say that I don't know if it's gonna stay because we know how fucked up America and things are. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully things stay and continue to change. But I really love the direction that it's going because it feels different. Even it can be overwhelming at times, but it's good to see that positive change is actually happening out of all of this.
Only
And
good vibes. I mean, basically just.
hopefully it
you know.
continues, because shit's still wild out here.
yeah, for sure.
Shit's
What
still
what we
wild.
want is our black brothers and sisters stop dying in the
Yeah,
hands of the police.
Of course.
And us Hispanic brothers and sisters,
Of course.
also the same thing. And
We-
get the kids out of cages, man. That's what we want.
Us.
We want everybody to be treated the same.
We just want to live, man. We just
Yeah.
want to live.
Exactly.
We actually want for all lives to matter,
Yep.
but for that to be,
Yes.
I know friends.
you have to acknowledge us. You have to accept us. You have to, not like literally when people say they don't see color, that has to be an actual thing.
I
bro.
have-
If
I
you
have
think
a-
all lives matter, shut this podcast off.
I have an African American friend that got killed by APD. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, bro.
Nathaniel Sanders. You know what I'm saying? Like we went to school together. We balled together because we lived in the same neighborhood, and he got killed by the cops. You know what I'm saying? And I've known other people that have had family that have been killed by the cops. Daniel Rocha is
Yeah,
Rocha?
the Springs
Yeah.
own.
is DJ J-Ro's brother.
No,
So
I
DJ
know who
J-Ro
he
is a
is.
big
R.I.P.
DJ out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that was the first time that I ever heard of police brutality when I was a kid, especially being from Dulles. Like
Mike Ramos, who's the
even then, like if anybody's doing something super legal, like people like somebody shot up a whole church, and y'all gave him a full ass chance to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
to
yeah.
court.
took his
A
ass.
fucking rapist.
took his ass to Burger
A
King
pool
and shit.
swimmer that was a rapist. Y'all gave him a whole chance. Yeah, somebody who happens to be a drug dealer. I don't care if he was a drug dealer or whatever. Like, give him still. The fucking Constitution says to give them a fair trial.
Yeah.
Why kill them?
We just want justice.
Look,
I'm sorry that we get dark,
done
y'all.
wrong.
honestly, it's been an emotional episode, but Mario.
Please
Love
take
you,
us
brother.
out.
I love you too.
And,
Troy's been my best friend. He was the one. I could go on for another hour about why he's my best friend, but
I want you to know when Mario's passionate, and if he's passionate, then yeah, you need to listen. And honestly, we're gonna have to end this podcast. As much as positive as it is, there's still some negativity, and
It was a good podcast. Thank you for weekdays for joining us.
it's
My
fucking
man.
dead.
My
Why are you
man.
doing that?
My man.
Much
It doesn't
love.
matter. I genuinely love all you guys.
Much love.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Hey,
so we're gonna have to end this podcast. I'm one of your hosts. My
With
name is
sound
Troy.
only. Yes,
I'm
sir.
Mario from the South Side.
I'm Mark.
Camilo, weekdays. You know what I'm saying?
All right, cheers
love
to y'all,
to y'all.
brothers, and
Much
thank you
love.
for being a part of our podcast. And guess what? We're out.
Did everybody say goodbye? Everybody say goodbye.
We took a shot.
Oh God, why does it feel worse?
Cameras gonna be there like 5 minutes.
All this bull. bullshit.
Where the fuck is Ashley at? Ashley, come the fuck
What's
back.
in
Come
store
on.
for me? What's in store for me? All this bullshit. We've been through all this bullshit. What you got for me today? All this bullshit. All this bullshit. What's in store for me? What's in store? All this bullshit. We've been through all this bullshit. Donald Trump. That's that bullshit. It's a war outside every day, not a news clip. Another mass shooting happened while I was writing to this. More and more people overlooking what the truth is. Let me hit this blunt, Lord, can I wake up just once and not have to shake my head at the shit we become. Most times it's exhausting. I'm just looking for the pause button, I'm tired of weaving all these losses.